Bird traps. How to capture birds. Okay, so we do this. And then how to cook a bird. Let's see. Hang on. Enthusiasts? Researchers, birdwatchers, ornithologists and collectors. I think I have the wrong idea for this game. But anyway, this rulebook is linen finished. It's so pretty and nice to touch. What else have they... Oh, look at this. This is astonishing. Just awesome components through and through. From gorgeous graphics on the birds to some nice containers for the cards, a feeding tray for the dice, and well, these boxes here are not exactly what came with the game. These are geek boxes, and the Stonemaier boxes, they were kind of hard to open and useless for the eggs because they are, well, the bottom side is small and the lid is tall. It's the opposite, you know. But that aside, this game is gorgeous. I'm here just finished a solo game of this game just to show you how it will look after a game is played. And of course it supports up to 5 players and from 1, as you can see here. Now the AI is simple enough. You shuffle some cards and it's from the Automa manufacturer. So the cards will determine what happens from round to round and you cannot predict always what's going to happen. But what is Wingspan? It is not about cooking, but it is a lot about birds. The game is very simple. You have 4 actions: play a bird, gain food, or lay eggs, or draw bird cards. So the bird cards are of course these bird cards here. You can play them on your tableau. You can gather food from the dice tray based on the appearance of the side of the dice. And draw more cards, and of course lay eggs, because that's what birds do, they lay eggs. And everything is very intuitive. When you do your action, you take one of your action cubes and you choose one of the rows. So let's say gather food. You put it on the rightmost available spot here and you do the action. So you get 1, 2 dice, and you can even get a 3rd die by discarding a card from your hand. Then you do this and you activate whatever ability is down here if it's brown, like this one, and then this one, and then you're done. And that is how you do all the actions. Except for play bird, we just play it down, you pay the cost of food, and maybe an egg or 2, or none. So that's actually all the rules you need to know, and everything else is on the cards. Well, almost. And of course, with simple actions comes simple choices. Wrong. This game has so many choices. Still, not so many after all, because you have like 4 actions to do, and in the first round you can do 8 actions that round. The next round you have 7 actions, and then 6, and then 5, and then the game is over. So you don't have that many actions throughout the game, but depending on what birds you pick, you will get access to more abilities. And that is how the game works. You want to build up your best combos here, or your engine, so to say, and that's how you win the game. So you draw the cards from this table here. There are 3 cards available, and if another player draws a card, well, a replacement card is drawn. And that is almost the limit of interaction in this game. There is one more thing, and that is the end goal. Here you can get points based on the number of cards you have for one version, or the other one, which is the recommended one. To have the most of a specific type, then you get more points. And that is the limit of interaction in this game. There are some card abilities that will influence other players, but really it's more of a bonus than an interaction. You can't really affect the other players in any way. Well, these are the bonuses for each round. So you have round 1, round 2, round 3 and round 4. And this round you need bird cards with this icon on it that has an egg on it, at least one egg. Whoever has the most gets here, and whoever has the least gets there, or second place, third place, depending on how many players. And if there are multiple players with the same number, there's a bad tiebreaker. So none of you benefits on it, and the third place is bumped to fourth, for instance. And the other side is this one. You get points for each of whatever is here. And these are double-sided, so they vary a lot, and they will make sure the game has more replayability. Otherwise, they have these bonus cards which are hidden to everyone except for you. So you have some hidden scoring potential at the end of the game. And you can gather more of these if you play the correct birds. Now, the game is super simple, so getting new players into this game is very intuitive. However, it is easy to forget a rule when explaining it, because some of the icons need to be explained, like the star needs to be explained. And some other things need to be explained, and maybe you don't really think about it when you're explaining the game, because sometimes they don't even show up in the game. So there is that, and the board isn't super intuitive either. Like, there's a lot of wasted space here that could be used for a summary or rules explanation or anything, and that you have to go from here and strictly from right to left. Some players really can't cope with that. There are no arrows, and it says here, then activate any brown powers in this row. Oh, I will do this and this and this. But that's not how it says. It could have had shown an arrow or something, or a text that says from right to left, just to make sure that they don't have to remember that rule. And when you're explaining the rules and they are looking at here, they will kind of ignore what you're saying, because it says here what I can do. So, I will not listen to you anymore because I have a handout. So they have so much wasted space here for this side, at least. The other places are, of course, not necessarily that big because of the cards, but they could maybe have put a little text here. I don't know. Stonemaier Games, the producer behind this game, are very well known for their perfection in games, or excellence in games, or theme in game also. I think so far they've managed to capture a nice theme in the game. And in this case, I think there is a small exception. Okay, you have birds, you have bird cards, and they eat food and stuff, and all the eggs and nest types, it makes sense. But I don't see that while playing this game. All I see are icons matching other icons and optimizing configuration, getting points. Eggs are points, by the way. The theme helps me remember the rules, so it works in that way. But the theme of being an ornithologist or having my reservoir or whatever it's called doesn't fit for me. It's like, okay, I have some birds and I get some powers, and why do I have this? Why do these birds give me power? I don't know. I get more eggs, okay, but how can they help me get points? It's like, it's a disconnect from me and the theme. And you can play 5 players in this game, and there is almost no interaction except for what I already said. And most of the interaction might be from the bird feeder here, but that changes a lot anyway. So I don't really feel that you have a lot of influence on what you're doing there. You just take some dice, and then the next player can re-roll the dice if there are the correct resources left. So the game is okay. I do enjoy it. I do. For both a single player. Actually, I enjoy it more single player than with more players, because I get the same feeling with a solo than with 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 players. And 5 players is interesting because then you can activate a lot of the pink powers, which are activated when it's not your turn. But the interaction is so small. And okay, so this game has been compared to Terraforming Mars a lot. That's what I have heard, at least. And I can see that. You're just gathering cards and you're putting texts and I can't remember what they called, terraforming and merchandise cards or whatever. And that's what you do. You just try to optimize your hand of cards, and whatever you're drawing is kind of random. You have these 3 you can look from, that they will exchange and be replaced a lot. So a lot of the game is random. I think people will complain about they should have a draft in the beginning or something. But for me, this is a multiplayer solitaire. interaction exists, but not enough for me to be engaged in the game. So that's why I enjoy the solo a lot more, because I get exact same feeling. I have no idea what's going to happen with the automa cards. It's just gonna do something, take away some food, take away some cards, and maybe give me some bonus actions as well. And that's it. That's what I want. Well, that's what I expect from this game after playing it with people and playing without people. So, can I recommend this? Sure. It is easy to play. It is easy to learn. The theme is pretty, and it helps you remember the rules. So this is a game that can be for almost everyone. You can even play it with the children as long as they are slightly proficient in English or can remember the cards and what they do. So it is very available. What is it called? Yeah, it's kind of a gateway system for new players to explore, and that's fine. And the pretty components, like the pretty eggs, is of course an attraction, and it does look very nice on the table. So it's not a perfect game, but I will give it just enough points so that it is a seal of approval from the Dice Tower, for me at least. Nothing more, but still, it's nothing less either. It is a good game, but it just lacks a bit too much for me to really enjoy this game. Though, for solo, yeah, this is a better game solo at least. So I would give it a better rating if that was the criteria, but it isn't. So, well, there you have it. So that is Wingspan, designed by Elizabeth Hargrave and published by Stonemaier. And you have a lot of artists here that are worth checking out because they have a really nice art on all the cards in the game. Thank you so much for watching. I'm hoping to get a little back on my feet now after producing more tiny Vikings that can soon empower and take over the internet. Anyway, see ya.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.